Okay, so now we're going to practice using an open number line to solve 3-digit subtraction problems. So make sure you have a whiteboard marker eraser or a piece of paper, something to write on. Please remember that you have the ability to pause the video if you think that I'm going too fast, okay? So please work on the problems along with me. Here we go. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to set up our open number line. So we just go ahead and, let me see, I think I'll make it right around here. And I'm going to put the 736 on the right side of the number line because this is subtraction. So when we subtract on an open number line, we go backwards because subtraction is going back. When we add, we go up. Subtract, going back. So now I'm going to go ahead and start with the 200. I'm going to go back 200. I'm going to do 100, 200, okay? You can label each of these jumps like this, minus 100, okay? Or you can just label it like this with a minus 100 with an arrow, kind of saying each one of these guys is 100. If you get really good at it, some kids will do this and they'll just go 200. That looks like a Z, but it's a 2, okay? So there's a lot of different options. Just know that you're going to count back 200. Then the next thing you'll do is count back 20. 10, 20. So each of these jumps, I put a plus sign, is a minus 10. Each of these two jumps is a 10, okay? And then I'll write that number down. And then finally, I'm going to jump 5 ones. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somebody showed me to do that, and I'm going to give it a try, okay? So instead of jumps, it's little lines. So let's see how it works out. I've never done it that way before, but somebody told me it's a good way to do it. So let's give it a whirl. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to go ahead and jump starting here. The 700 is the number that's changing. So that's why your teacher's been working on with counting like by 20, by tens and hundreds. So 736, 636, 536. And that makes sense because if you have 700 and you go back 200, that's 536, okay? So make sure it makes sense. Now we are in the next column, and this is the tens. So the 3 right there, it's really not 3, it's 30. It's the guy who's going to change. So 536, this is 526, right? 526, 516, 516. And then you can ask yourself, does 30 take away 20 equal a 10? Yeah, it makes sense, okay? So now we're going to count by ones, okay? Now we're counting by ones. That's why these little guys are over here. These are all, I should have done that. I didn't mark it. These are ones. Okay, 516, we're going backwards. 515, 514, 513, 512, 511. There we go, 511. Okay, so that's our final answer, 511. Okay, it took me a long time to get through that problem. Hopefully, it made sense to you. If you want to do it again, do it again. Here we go. Let's check out the next problem. Okay, 897 minus 242. So, of course, we make that open number line, and we write 897 right there. Now we're going to jump back 200. 100, 200. I just do it this way. I just have to remind myself what that is. And now I'm going to jump back 4 tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Each of these jumps is the value of a 10, right? And then finally, the 2 ones. Oh, and I said I was going to do ticks. 1, 2. You can do jumps if you want. I'm just trying something new. It's not a big deal. It's the same thing, right, guys? So these are each minus 1s, both of those, okay? And we write our final answer there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the beginning to 897, and the 800 is going to change. 897, 797, 697, 697. And that makes sense because 800 take away 200 is 600. See that? It's like a little problem within a problem. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'll solve the next part, the tens. So remember, that's the guy who's changing because he's in the tens place, okay? So 697, 687, 677, 667, 657, okay? And does that make sense to you? If I have 90 and I take away 40, is it 50? Yeah, that made sense. So you can kind of double check yourself right there if you wanted to. Okay, now I'm on the last part of the problem, okay? So we're at 657 and the guy right there in the ones place, the number 7 is going to change. 657, right? 656, 655, 655. Okay, yeah, 7 take away 2 is 5. That makes sense. So there's my final answer, 655. Okay, whew, let's try another one. Okay, 713 minus 262. Open, oops, that was not a good number line. Okay, open number line. There we go, 713. Okay, jump back 200. 1, 2. That's minus 100. I label it all the time. Jump back 60, so 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are all tens. And then I'm going to write that answer there. And then finally, I'm going to jump back 2 ones. 1, 2. I went back to the old way I used to do it. So there we go. And then I'm going to write that answer there. And these are ones. Okay. So let's go back to the 713. And the 700 is changing. 713, 613, 513. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm in the tens. So this is the guy who's changing. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Okay, check this out, guys. This is going to be a little bit challenging. Oh, I see it too. I better slow down. Okay, 513. This is 503. Okay, this is 503. But now when I take 10 away from that, I'm going to go into the 400s. This one is 493. Oh boy, that's regrouping on a number line. That's where you have to know how to count backwards. Oh wow. 493, 483, 473, 463, 453. A lot of you are going to be like, that's going to be like really hard right there, that part. I get it. Don't worry because I'm going to teach you another number line strategy coming up, okay? So this is just the backwards one. So let's keep going, okay? We don't give up. Okay, here's our last one. So we're at 453 and the ones is going to change and that's the number 3. 453, 453, 452, 451. 451 is the final answer. 451. Okay. Wow. Yeah. When you have to go from 500 to 400 right there, that's a challenge. Okay. Here we go with our last one. 573 subtract 267. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with 200. I'll jump backward 200, 100, 200. Okay, those are all the same. They're hundreds. Boom. And then I'll jump back 60. Right there, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, look, I'm running out of space with my number line. Ha ha! This is going to be fun. Okay, let me see. That's tens. Those are all tens right there. And then I'm going to use those little lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm running out of space on my little board, guys. But that's okay. Okay, these are all ones here. These are all ones. Okay, so I have to remind myself that I have to write that answer there. And that hundreds one right there. It's kind of crooked, but that's okay. Here we go. We'll go back to the beginning. And 573, 473, 373. Okay, that was easy. That wasn't bad. Now we're going to change up, and we're going to change up the number 70. 70's changing, okay? So here we go. 373, 363, 353, 343, 333, 323, 313. And does that make sense? Is 70 minus 60 a 10? Yep. See how you can check yourself there? Okay, so now we're on the last part. And it's 7 ones. It was crammed in there. Let's go. So we're at 513, and the 3 is going to change. Okay, so, that's the ones place. So 313, 313. That's right here, 313. 312, 311, 310, 39, 38, 37, 36. Oh boy, 306. Did you notice how I was going really slow at the end there? I had to slow down because counting backwards, it's hard on the brain power. So that is counting using an open number line, going backwards, okay? Your teacher's going to teach you how to do it going up too, and I will as well. I'm going to make a cool video on show you how to do it counting up. I like counting up on a number line better than going back. So anyway, you get to decide which one you like best. It's a little bit hard, but it's something you got to do, because when you go to the 3rd grade and the 4th grade and the 5th grade, you have to know how to do this. So don't think to yourself, I don't want to learn this strategy. I'm just going to do one of the other ones. No, you're going to start crying when you're a 3rd grader, because they're going to make you do this strategy. It's a 1,000,000% must. So learn it in 2nd grade. Learn it in 2nd grade. You got it.